Hey everybody, it's Kevin. Today's Tuesday, the 18th of May, 2021, and I'm happy to be here. I hope you are. This is the Spiritual Inbox and my daily vibe to you. And the purpose really is to lift the mood and to connect spirit world with physical world and see what's shaking up. So let's get right to today's message. Boop, there we go. So, three lovely cards today, all about love, really. And that's really what I devoted this year to. And now beginning to feel like that's what I just need to devote everything to. Forget the year, because it maybe the end of the year is the 31st of December. I can't possibly think what I would devote the next year to, because love is all there is and all there should be and all there ever was. I think I spoke yesterday or the day before, was yesterday, about the various readings I've had with clients and the desire to be desired, the desire to have a meaningful, loving, kind relationship, the desire to have a romantic partnership, those kind of things is a common theme with many folks. And it feels as if, for me, I have to sort of ask, the love comes from within. And I know that sounds very hippy dippy, follow the love that's in your heart, but then I get these three cards that pop out. And the first one, well, they came together. Archangel Orion and Archangel Chamuel, that came from Angel Prayers, these cards from Carl Gray's Oracle decks. I thought, well, this must be a personal couple, because Archangel Orion talks about manifesting every single miracle that's out there. That we have the ability to get what we want, when we want, how we want it, no matter what. Freedom of choice. It's the ego that puts the limits on what we do. It's the past and the past experiences that fence us in, put a barrier around everything because of our past experiences, which is what we know, that's what we follow. So Orion is a relatively new archangel, new part of the cosmos, that basically says, wish on a star, because this is the time that you can get what you want when you want it. You just have to be clear about what that is. And know that if you're wishing for that, make sure you're wishing for the same for everyone, not just for yourself. So then Archangel Chamuel, that comes with that, it's not the first time I've had this card, and it's come up a couple of times recently. He's the one who sees God in everything. Birds, plants, the dirt, the sun, the sky, all of that. In particular, it's got a six-pointed, which in this Western culture is the Star of David. It's a six-pointed star, right at the heart. And basically, this card represents romantic love on all levels and being open to a devoted one. And that can be open to devoting the love you have for yourself, and then attract that love that you see in other people. If you're one who is looking for, interested in a romantic partnership, lift up your vibration, open yourself up and know that it's coming. Be available for it. Everything that has happened before in relationships, even if it wasn't quite the best outcome, even if it was a bumpy ride, is over and done with, finished and past, and you have to draw a line. So with these two, I ask, well, it seems personal to me that they should pop up. But then that was digging into ego, keeping it to myself, which I don't like doing. So I pulled a third one just to see where we are with these two, and I got Krishna. So Krishna is pretty much one of the most beloved Hindu gods. I would say close to what Christians would believe Jesus would be. Now, these ancient divine masters, Master Jesus, Master Krishna, and others, they're not just for Christianity, Catholicism, they're for everything. They're symbols that bring us to our devotion to ancient laws, ancient wisdom, all of the things that right now most of us are beginning to remember. And trust me, the rest of the world is going to begin to open up, wake up, wise up, and the big lovely word, lighten up. So how does Krishna's message with these two archangels work? Basically, to see yourself as one with absolutely everything that there is and ever will be. That you can have what you want when you want it. As far as that feeling of love, devotion, happiness. And all I'm suggesting is that you just be open. If you're conflicted with what you believe and what you feel, and you've told yourself it doesn't seem quite right, it doesn't seem quite normal, something's off, look at how your body is telling you those things. There is a physical connection. I don't call it a bio something. There's a neurological sense that goes off in the system. Belly, heart, jaw. An automatic tension happens, typically in the jaw, typically in the fingers. We tense up, we draw in. When something doesn't feel quite right, something's off. That's an indication that, oops, time to back up, walk away, not so good. Then there is a opposite to that, this blissful feeling, like water is running through the insides of you, butterflies lifting your belly, butterflies lifting your heart, and sometimes tears of joy, tears of pure love well up. That's the feeling of euphoria, the feeling of love. So then you know it's a good thing. And then there are these feelings when we bump up against someone you've never met before and they feel so familiar. And in the moments that you're enjoying their company, it's just bliss. It's just pure and utter bliss. And the point with these cards is to say, be open, Mr. Samuel, to the fact that these are the things you're drawing towards. Pay attention. See Krishna in everything. And then know that when you see those things, when you open your heart up to the joy, to the bliss, to the harmony, to the shift, everything becomes possible. Nothing becomes limited. I'm going to share a miracle with you right now because it really, truly is. I have had 2-3 days, of somewhat solitude. They happen quite a bit lately, and more so since we were in lockdown. And I've gone through a period of time, and I don't really want to make this all about me, but to show you what's possible. I've shared with people that, a year ago, none of this was possible. I hadn't got any of this stuff going on. This room, what I do every day with you on YouTube, that wasn't going on. I was doing a daily practice of meditation. I didn't even know who Kyle Gray was. Yes, his name was bandied about among spiritual circles, but I didn't know anything about the man. And then, I happened upon one thing after another, not much going on. I think in the beginning I sat downstairs in my quasi dining room, at the dining room table, doing videos. Then when I realized the yoga wasn't really working, but the meditation and spiritual practice that was working. The ability and the desire to create a platform for people to have a bit more hope, to have a bit more light, to have a bit more joy, to have a bit more harmony in the world. That was definitely something I pulled from what I learned. And then I continued. And many of the things I did last year, I didn't have any clue why I was doing it. It was just continuing, just moving me forward. And I often stopped myself thinking, this feels absolutely ludicrous, but I'm doing it anyway. As I've shared, I said goodbye to 4 beloved pets. I love them. And there was grief. There was big time grief. Not so much that they weren't in my life anymore, because the way they left, they needed to leave. Their bodies couldn't handle the soul. They wanted to run and play and jump and skip and do their thing, I would say, in a place called heaven over the Rainbow Bridge. There was sadness. I had to say goodbye. I loved them. And then there was joy when almost very quickly along came one from the rescue and another one that my little girl Dane, she came along, and I felt, oh, this is quite interesting how there's a cycle. Now, I'm not replacing, not saying, I got one's gone, now here comes the other one. It's a cycle. It's a forward movement. I shared yesterday, the day before, that how I'm very cognizant of the fact that the soul that's anchored in the body of a person, their spirit, who they are, what they're about, leaves when it's time for them to finish their role, their soul path, when they're done. And how interesting that very quickly here comes a baby through someone that they know they didn't know, all of those things. It's not uncommon for a family to experience loss and then birth very quickly. It's the reconciliation that this love that you're still part of, the love for the spirit that left and went over, and the love for the life that just came in, is the same love, as long as you open your heart and be open to it. Yes, no one's saying you shouldn't be sad. Yes, no one's saying you shouldn't have grief, the grieving process. What I'm saying right now with these 3 cards is what I've learned, and what I'm willing to share with you is stay right here, right now, with all those feelings. Keep that going. Keep that being. Keep that in your mind's eye. So the solitude, I got to the many hours where I was pondering and feeding birds, and I did a bit of hardscaping in the yard that helps me to ground, and it also helps me to be connected with this big, huge universe, and ask, what is all of this about? Where do these feelings of, well, one was shame. There was some shame I'm dealing with, personal shame. Not that I've done things that I wish I hadn't done, but I don't regret doing them. That's what's so weird. The shame comes around something I grew up believing, something I grew up being told, something I grew up trying to reconcile, and then realizing, oh, this is not my experience. This isn't the experience I'm having. I'm having a grateful experience right now. I'm having a good experience with this right now. I'm not having those same, but the habits, the things I was told, the things I chose to believe were still connected to this feeling that somehow it was wrong, something it wasn't quite right, something I shouldn't be doing it. And then I began to link, this is in my 2 days of solitude. Oh, people that I hold in high regard, people that I care about greatly, people that I respect and honor their thoughts and their feelings about me, which really talks about all of us. We all honor thoughts, feelings, and opinions of other people. We want to make sure that they get us, that they see us, that they approve of what we're doing. They approve of the choices we're making. Otherwise, why would we say, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? I'm thinking of this. And a lot of us are going through that right now. The dealing with, oh, what was isn't. The desire to go back to something that was comfortable, something that we remember being okay, but yet we're in a place that doesn't feel quite right, doesn't feel the same, isn't the same. There's a shift. So yesterday, I got in the mailbox that this movie was only going to be playing for a limited time for free. And I get these all the time. I looked at the title, sat down last night and thought, well, what is this about? Found it, started watching it, and then I got the message. The movie, by the way, is called The Shift. Dr. Wayne Dwyer, who produced it, I think, wrote it. Some folks put it together. It really is, and I mean, anytime I see something that's profound and makes like a check mark, I learned something from it. It wasn't new information to me. It wasn't cataclysmic to where, oh my goodness, I'm going to stop these things. What it was and what it did was framed up how we look at what we're doing, what I'm doing, how I look at what I'm doing. The very beginning opening scenes is really all you need. Dr. Wayne Dwyer getting out of bed, putting his feet on the floor, saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I got straight away, oh, get another day. Here we go. He goes on to narrate that in his mind, life is like a morning and an afternoon, and then there's the evening. And in the morning of our life, it's all about the physical and the ego and the separating and the doing and the going and the toing and the froing. And, you know, he goes on and explains it to these groups of people. It's all done in somewhat, it's well put together, I will say this, because it keeps moving. It's not like a stand in front of an audience when watching an audience react. There is interaction with actors anyway. And then it moves into the evening. And then one of the most profound things he said is, which is not really profound, it's normal. We're all here to search for what's our purpose, what's our goal, why are we here on earth doing what we're doing, and what's the point, right? That's what we want to know. That's a big mystery. We start going and scratching the surface of personal growth and our purpose. What's our purpose? What we're supposed to do? What we're supposed to be here to do? Is it to get this job, and tell people we are paid very little for what we're doing? Is it to buy this great big house with these incredible vehicles and have all these wonderful material things? Is it to show, is it all about accomplishment? Is it all about climbing a ladder? Is it all about becoming a manager, a leader, playing a role? And all of these things were playing out in this movie with these different characters. And I saw myself in every single one of them. Points out my feeling of shame. Shame that I didn't get here sooner. Shame that, wow, I could not see, have not seen in many areas. Now I'm beginning to see a bigger picture. But in many areas of my life, I hadn't seen this huge picture, this big, huge, oh goodness, I'd seen pieces of it. I'd seen blocks of it. I was trying to make the fit. For a while I was thinking, well, I'm a hairdresser, then I'm also a psychic, and then I'm a this, and then I'm a that, and all these things I did. Well, I'm just me. That's it. And I don't want to make it about me. The other part I got, which I'll share, at the very minute that we are made, and you can choose when you decide that is, life starts. Some people say it's conception. Other people say it's the heartbeat. I'm not getting into science. I'm getting into the point of two cosmic pieces of DNA, which I talk about all the time, got here for a reason, came together for a reason, became you and me and the neighbor and the person across the street, became all of us. We got here exactly the same way. We came through exactly the same scientific experiment. The biological makeup of a human existence is the same, similar to other mammals, but they're different. I was watching my birds yesterday as I was feeding them, and I was very I'd already fed them. I was just watching them eat. Very fascinated with how the cardinals would wait for the squirrels to finish rummaging through the box, the feeder box, and they were just patiently waiting for their turn. And when the squirrels would move off, here comes the red cardinal bird, and then he would finish, and then the female would come and do her thing. And I'm thinking, well, the bird world and the squirrel world isn't unlike humans. People wait their turn to take. Now, some people don't. Here comes the other ones, the blue jays and the blackbirds and all those other birds come along and like, get out of the way, I need to eat. Pushy, shovey birds. That goes on in life as well. The point I was making was that the cardinal finds the cardinal, and the bluebird finds the bluebird, and the human finds the human, and the elephant finds the elephant, and the cow finds the cow, and all of these things. I spoke yesterday about how these groups, flocks, herds are put together differently, and we all get along harmoniously, and every once in a while we don't. What I learned from this epiphany, if you will, is to see the greatness in the power of everybody. And as we go through life, we're pulled forward, we're moved forward, we're shifted forward, we're given these ideas, we're paying attention. There's a lovely quote that says, let go and let God. For the longest time, folks have denied what God is because of religious constructs, because of religious limitations. Big time because of religious judgment. For the longest time, major religious groups have manipulated people. They've manipulated individuals. They've made them believe that what they're doing is so wrong, they're going to go to hell if it's me. Because I've been told that loads of times. Well, okay, bring it on. Show me the devil. Let's go. I don't believe all that mess. I don't believe all that nonsense. I don't believe that I would be loved and adored so much so by so many people if that was true. But it took me a while to get there. And so the point I'm making with all this shifting and all this love is there may be areas of your life that you might feel a little bit indifferent about. We'll use that word. But what I'll say is this. Don't get to the end of your life before you get what this is. That this, here, now, is it. Can you imagine finishing your physical life and getting to the end of it and realizing, oh my gosh, now I get it, but it's already done. I can't go back and wait, whoa, hang on a minute here. What you're here to do is find the bliss. We were told long ago, decades ago, time and time and time again, follow and honor the bliss. Follow and honor your heart. Follow what makes you feel good, look good, see that light, see that vibration, see that lift and that shift everywhere. Learn, because that's what we're here to do. And the bigger picture is we've got to be able to leave the planet and people better. We've got to be able to do it better. If you look at yourself, well, I can do this 1% better, I can be a little bit better, I can do that a bit better. That's a good thing, because it's moving step by step into something good. Not better than someone else. No, you encourage them to see their progress. You encourage them to see, whoa, hang on a minute. A year ago, this is where you were. Now you're here. Look at how far you've come from that. Those are the things you do when you teach. I'm aghast right now when I'm hearing, Twitter, I call them, well, Twitter, really, there you go. Not Twitter, the program, but Twitter, people talking about schools and learning and people learning and all this. And for a while I'm hearing and seeing on bumper stickers, my child to this and my child to that. And I wanted to say, and your point is what? Your child's on the honor roll, and what, okay, that's lovely, great. And now what? These are things you learn along the way. And that's my naughty, ratchet sense of humor coming in, thinking, okay, I myself didn't like school, did not like it. I did not like sitting in a room with chairs and a desk being told what to write, when to write it. And when it came to English history, why do I want to know what's already happened? Because it's already happened. Who cares what they did? That's another thing. I think that's what made me the new agey person from a little boy. Like, this is not anything I find interesting. I learned science and chemistry when I became a hairdresser, because I had to know how to make hydrogen peroxide, and I had to know what bleach was, and I had to know what hair color was, and then I had to know percentages, because I needed to know how much of this I needed to put with that to make it happen. I think chefs are the same way. They cook. They need to know what temperature is. They need to know, at what point food feels cooked. All these things we do in our life. We learn them. It comes when we need to learn it. It comes when we need to know it. But most of what we come here to do in this lifetime is happening right now, this minute. And I got that in the 3 days of solitude, in the 3 days of, whoa, okay, I'm understanding this. I'm sharing it so you get it. Create a shift within yourself. If something's not working, if you're feeling heart hurt, if you're feeling gut feeling is churning over like, oh goodness, figure out what you're complaining about. And it's okay if you've complained. That's where my shame was from. Like, oh my goodness, I couldn't get past the feeling of there won't be enough, there isn't going to be enough, this is going to happen, I'm going to be a failure, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not. And the miracle I was getting to when I went all around the houses was, in the mailbox yesterday was a check. Thank you. Unexpected, did not know where it came from. It was a check. Doesn't matter how much. To somebody, it could have been a huge amount. To other people, not so much. It was just, I got the fact that no matter what, that was a symbolism that I don't have to worry about a damn thing. Worried about money, worried about paying bills, worried about paying it, when I pay it, how I pay it, who I pay it to. That's the other part, and that's the part I get. Oh, okay. This big, big, huge picture. Money, air, the sun. Oh, the sun energizes the earth. But the sun never turns around to the planet Earth and says, you owe me one. Never says, you owe me. I'm going to give you all this energy, but you've got to pay me back somehow. So this is the point. Get to the point where you are always enough. You will always have enough, that there will never be any lack for anything, love, money, career, nothing. And that your purpose here is just to make things a little bit better, a little bit brighter, a little bit lighter, a little bit more positive for everybody. Go with the flow. Let things just happen as they go. Takes a while. Takes a bit of time. But you get there. All right, now it's time to meditate. So, oh no, we've got to read this first. How long have I been doing this? I'm trying to get these to 30 minutes. Well, I'm at 30 minutes, so we need to hurry it along. Here we go. Oh. I'm never at a loss for how this is all something that is just on point. I'm talking about love. I'm talking about loving yourself. And then it comes up here on the 18th. And I didn't look this up. I swear I didn't. Love all of yourself. Do more than just accept yourself, tolerate yourself, put up with yourself, endure who you are. Love yourself. There came a time in my life when I simply could no longer putting up with myself. I had talked about self-love. I had said out loud that I loved myself. The words were good, but they didn't ring true. I had to actually begin experiencing and practicing love for myself. It became the next step on my path. To live in a magical way, one in which you connect with the universe, loving yourself, isn't optional. It comes first. To hear the quiet voice of your heart so you know when you're being led, to hear your thoughts so you can see what you really believe, to trust and open your heart, you must first experience love for yourself. Have you abandoned yourself? Have you let yourself see that's true? Feel if that's true? Hang on. Have you abandoned yourself? Let yourself see if that's true. Feel if that's true. Then learn to experience love for yourself. Learn to love the way you handle things. Love your unique way of learning, growing, and seeing things. Love where you've been. Love what you've done. Love where you are and what you're doing right now. Love how you look, smell, feel. Love the color of your eyes. Love your hair and the radiance of your heart. Love how you laugh. Love how you cry. Love your mistakes and love all the good you've done. Love it all. Love all of you. Step into love for yourself and the universe will reflect that love back to you. I couldn't say that any better myself. May the 18th, 2021. All about the love. Right, my friends. Let's meditate. Let's see what's shaking. Close your eyes. I'm going to take my glasses off. Take a big breath in. Release and let that go. Bring your palms upwards in the receiving. And just for this morning, because we can, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then you get to a sense of what you're being grateful and thank you for. What are you thankful for, grateful for right now, here, in this moment? Let your mind float to the soles of your feet, placing both feet flat on the floor, and let your breath be felt, entering and leaving your physical body. I am a miracle. You are a miracle. We are miracles. Allow the breath to go into every single cell of your body, oxygenating all of the molecules of blood that are nourishing you. Bring your consciousness, your thoughts to your brow area, the third eye center. Imagine that you are seated at the very top of a hill. Whatever you are picturing, seeing, is exactly what you are meant to picture and you're meant to see. There is no wrong way to do this. Allow your thoughts as they come to be the visionary thoughts that they are. Let them pass over and go, and stay with the vision you see using your third eye center. And in this stillness, this quietness, this feeling of gratitude and bliss, you have the opportunity to accept, believe that everything from this very moment forward is for your own highest good. As it is for your own highest good, so it is for everybody else's highest good that you attract, connect with, work with, see, interact with, and touch. In this stillness, in this quietness, receiving the goodness of others, desiring the goodness for them and yourself simultaneously, is the purpose right now. Bring yourself back to your breath, your hands, your physical location in space whenever your mind wanders off. Listen to what your heart, your bliss, your gratitude is telling you. Listening, not looking. Trusting, knowing, understanding, accepting. From listening comes the knowing. Comes the accepting. Bring your hands to prayer at heart center. Honor yourself, be grateful for yourself. Create a mantra for the day if you wish. Could be love, could be harmony, bliss, ease. Bring your thumb knuckles to your third eye center. Together we bow and say namaste. Thank you. We're right at 45 minutes. It's not bad. Tomorrow morning I'm going to be early. I might even do a pre-tape. I don't want to keep it a secret. Well, no, I will. I am going to pick up this fella tomorrow. That brings me joy, and just joy. So I'm going to go get him. It's a long drive. Will take several hours, but I'll pop on before I leave, I think. Anyway, have a good Tuesday. Do something positive with someone positive, and know that you're supposed to be here no matter what you think. Bye.